Members, distinguished members, and guests. Did you ever do a good deed and suffer the punishment for that good deed? There is a famous author by the name of Clare Booth Luce. Apparently, she had that experience because she is known for the following quote: "A good deed never goes unpunished." Like Claire, I also experienced doing a good deed, and I got my punishment. My good deed was to give a sincere compliment. My punishment was to endure yet again another most embarrassing moment. You're probably thinking, Kevin, wait a minute. Didn't you just give a speech a month ago about your most embarrassing moment and you're back again? What are you doing? Leading a life of one embarrassing moment after another? My answer is no. This is the last of a series of most embarrassing moments. You can now sit back and relax, hold on, and enjoy the ride. First, I have to start out with a couple of things you need to know. A couple of years ago, at my New Year's resolution, I promised myself I would exchange complaints for compliments. My goal is to give 3 compliments every day and to never complain ever again about anything. My second thing I need to tell you is my wife has an interesting hobby. She makes fine jewelry for her friends and relatives, and she does an excellent job. I never paid much attention to women's jewelry, but now that I've seen the effort and the time that she puts into creating, getting the materials, assembling the materials, presenting them to the ladies who are very appreciative, and they're like so enthusiastic that it turned out so wonderful for the wedding or graduation or whatever it is, that I now can appreciate women's jewelry, and I will give compliments in an appropriate situation. You probably have figured out that 95% of all jewelry compliments come from women. So I'm in the distinct minority that I am now giving compliments to help fulfill my 3 compliments a day. Fast forward to the bridge cruise that we went into. The Citrus Bridge Club puts on a bridge cruise every year. We play bridge in the morning, and in the afternoon we do a variety of different things individually, and then in the evening we all congregate for the evening meal. In the main dining room we have a separate section for our bridge club. Occasionally we splurge and we decide to go, just a few of us, to the specialty restaurants. This night we had 6 of us decide we were going to go to an upscale specialty restaurant. Happened to be formal night on the ship, and the name of the restaurant was a Japanese steakhouse. For those of you who are not familiar with a Japanese steakhouse, they're pretty much the same. There are tables of 10 in the shape of a U, and you sit around the U-shaped table. The chef is right in the middle, and he's at his grill, and he prepares for the diners at his 10-person table. And he interacts with the diners, and he entertains the diners. And he does various things like making a volcano out of vegetable, and it steams up, and he spills the alcohol in the grill, and the flames go flying. He fixes the cuts off the shrimp tails, and he flips them in his little hat. And if you agree, he will actually flip a shrimp into your open mouth. and get applause for that. And it's all good fun. We are sitting down at this table, the 6 of us to my left, and we're waiting for the other 4 tables to be filled out. Pretty soon the maitre d' comes in, and he brings in the 4 remaining diners. Not exactly the typical passengers on a cruise ship. These are 4 young ladies in their early 30s. They looked like they just came out of a Glamour magazine photo shoot. They were gorgeous. We welcomed them to our table. We engaged in polite conversation. We noticed that they looked like they just came out of the spa, where their hair was just perfect, and their jewelry and their makeup was just wonderful. They all had on very appropriate dresses for the upscale restaurant on formal night, except for one lady. This young lady had a dress on that, even for me, showed an excessive amount of cleavage. But of course, we were polite. No one is going to make mention of her attributes. Even my bridge partner, Marty, who is a wonderful person, life of the party, but she has a rather thin filter over her mouth, and sometimes we get a little worried about Marty. And we really get worried about Marty when she has more than 2 glasses of wine, and then that filter just floats away. But everyone's very polite, as you would expect, in our best behavior. We engage in conversation. They happen to ask us if we were traveling together, us 6. We said yes. We know each other from the Citrus Bridge Club. We live in Citrus County, Florida. Once a year, we go on this cruise. How about you ladies? They said that they were not teammates, but roommates in college, all 4 years, and even graduate school. And they agreed, since they really enjoyed each other's company, that they would have a 1-week vacation every year. And this is the year that they would try a cruise. This is their first cruise. And we asked them, well, you mentioned that you get together after school. What occupations do you have? Well, one was a doctor, one was a lawyer, one was a CPA, and one was a Cobra attack helicopter pilot for the United States Army. We continue with the conversation, asked them how they liked their first cruise, and they said, this is wonderful. What's not to like? We are in a great stateroom. It is a suite on the top deck. It's got 4 bedrooms, a common living room area, big refrigerator stocked with everything, and a microwave. We enjoy the service, we enjoy the food, and they told us about what they did just this day. They got up a little bit late, they had a nice breakfast, they sat by the pool and worked on their tan a little bit. They went over to the spa, they worked out an hour on the exercise machines. They went into the hot tub, got nice loosey-goosey, had massages. They went to the spa and got their hair done, mani-pedi, and they went upstairs to get ready for the dinner. They said that they had a bottle of Dom Perignon split between them as they were getting together and coming down for dinner. They did mention that they had a rather interesting discussion before they came down, but they didn't really want to get into it. Then we started to talk about different excursions that we went on to, and pretty soon the salads were placed in front of us, and we started to eat our salads. That's a natural lull in the conversation. That was my opportunity to give my 3rd compliment of the day. And the one woman had on a very beautiful butterfly necklace. This butterfly necklace was very similar to my butterfly necklace. How do you like it? I like that compliment. Chris, do you have a compliment for me on this butterfly necklace?
It's amazing.
It's amazing and it's beautiful. And colorful. However, this is not a butterfly necklace. On the way out to this meeting, I grabbed off the refrigerator door a magnet. This is a refrigerator magnet. This gal had on a butterfly necklace that was 100 times better than my refrigerator magnet. I gave the following compliment to this exquisite butterfly necklace. I said, that is a very beautiful butterfly necklace you have on there this evening. It looks great on you. As luck would have it, guess which lady was wearing the butterfly necklace that night? It was the cleavage girl. Now, before she could say, thank you for that compliment, my bridge partner, Marty, pipes up and in a loud voice says, oh, Kevin, you're not going to expect us to believe that that butterfly necklace is the only thing that you were attracted to.
Oh, no.
Marty. At that moment, I felt the rush of erubescence rise up from the pit of my stomach, up through my face, and my bald head became immediately bright red with embarrassment. And I tried to defend myself. And I said to Marty, oh, Marty, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, no.
Followed by more gales of laughter in disbelief. Then we decided to go over and see how the other four gals were taking all of this. They were not laughing at Marty. They were not laughing at me. They were pointing and sort of laughing at Miss Cleavage over there. And Miss Cleavage is looking rather sheepish and guilty. These ladies, they didn't need to say anything. But the looks on their face, it was clear that they were saying, I told you not to wear that dress. I told you you're going to cause a commotion. You wore it anyway, and now look what you've done. You've embarrassed him. You've embarrassed everybody. What were you thinking? Fortunately, the subject changed, and we got through the rest of the evening without embarrassing anyone else. After the meal, we exchanged pleasantries. They said, it was nice meeting you. We're going to the show that ends way past midnight. We said, we're old. We're going to the dessert bar on the top deck and have our decaf coffee. And we'll see you around this ship. Have a nice rest of the cruise. When we were up at the dessert bar, the six of us were talking about that strange conversation they alluded to before they came down to dinner. And Marty says, I know exactly what they were talking about. When the ladies came one by one into the living room area, they all probably gave a nice description and compliment on how they looked, their dress and everything else, until Miss Cleavage came in. And they said, you are not wearing that dress. We are going to an upscale restaurant, and that would be a very inappropriate dress to wear. We're not going to a nude beach, for Christ's sake. Miss Cleavage probably said, of course I'm wearing this dress. I bought this dress just for this cruise because I look good in this dress. I paid a lot of money for this dress. It fits me great. And I don't care what you old prudes have to say. I'm wearing this dress. And probably one of the other ladies said, you got to remember, we're sitting with 6 other people. There's likely to be another old geezer at this table who's probably going to have a heart attack when he sees you in his dress. You're going to cause him to have a heart attack. And she says, relax. Remember, I'm a doctor. I know how to take care of old geezers who have heart attacks. Relax. And stop picking on me. Stop looking at my chest and talking about my chest. Let's just go down and have a nice meal. In conclusion, when you're in an embarrassing situation, go with it, have a laugh at yourself. And besides that, you now have new, fresh material for your next Toastmasters speech. Madam Toastmaster.